What's up, guys? Steven G here, and how can you get any job that you want? Now, why the fuck am I even talking about this? I coach fitness and mindset, but the only reason I'm talking about this is because I got guys that don't really have any desire to actually build a business. They rather climb either the corporate ladder, or they want to get a job that's going to pay them X amount of dollars, and that's what they want to do. Now, a lot of guys constantly struggle with how the fuck are they going to get there? They might not have the skills. They might not have the education that comes with it. And in Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he speaks on that most people end up in a job that they don't like because they fail to lock in a definite position for employment. And this is because it's not taught in school. In school, we're not taught how to go after what we want. We're not taught how to basically lock in a definite position on our career or any of that, right? We're just taught how to become a worker, how to show up on time, kind of, and how to basically do what we're told and study and memorize things. We're not really taught how to actually go about life in a way that's actually going to be successful for us. And and you can't really blame them because the teachers don't know what the fuck they're doing anyways. If they did, they wouldn't be teachers in the first place. But how can we go about this? Now, the only reason that I would talk about this, and hopefully you guys could learn something from what I'm about to say and my journey and my story, is because I was literally a 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid stuck in the street, selling drugs, doing all type of degenerate shit, smoking and all that, right? And I ended up in prison doing 6 years. I got out at 4 years for good behavior. And I came home lost, rock bottom, didn't know what I was gonna do, didn't have like no knowledge on anything that had to do with personal development, mindset development, and definitely didn't have not a good resume to lock in a definite position that was worth it to me, right? Well, within that first year, I got a job, bullshit job that I didn't even really like. Then I got another job, and I thought I was not gonna like that job because it was at a warehouse, cold storage warehouse. It was freezing my ass off. And I was like, well, since I'm in the halfway house, I had to stay in the halfway house for 9 months. I was like, as soon as I'm out of the halfway house and I go back to living in my city, I will quit this job because I'm not gonna be taking the 45-minute drive every day. And when I had the opportunity to leave the halfway house, I was like, yo, you know what? I actually like this job. And as I started liking this job, I started learning a little bit more. I started overhearing things about guys that would travel within the company and help other warehouses out that were not meeting the standards. And I started fantasizing about the idea. And next thing you know, the opportunity presented itself. And I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it because I'm on probation. I'm still on probation, and I can't really leave the state without permission. So I thought that whole thing was a dub for me. But I started like working on myself, started listening to the right people that were already ahead of life, people that knew about stocks, people that knew about investments, people that were way ahead of me. And I was just listening to all this information. Didn't know how the fuck I was gonna even implement none of it because I had just came out of prison, right? But next thing you know, I determined myself and I put forth the right effort. And next thing you know, I was traveling for this company, making a shit ton of bread, all these hotels, everything paid for, all expenses paid for. I was traveling for this company, making a good amount of money. And I was able to travel to every single state, right? And now I work as a manager for another company, and I get a company car, I switch it out every week or whatever. And I'm doing this while still building my coaching, and it's basically a life coaching business at this point, fitness and mindset. My goal is to obviously scale the business and not have to work for somebody else. But in the meantime of me doing that, I've been able to escalate and get some pretty good jobs with I didn't go to college. I have a high school diploma. But even if you didn't have a high school diploma, if you have your GED, it'll be just as good. And all you really have to do to determine a definite position is there's this book called Quantum Leaps. Make the quantum leap. Place yourself in the position where things naturally come to you. But they are not gonna come to you by you just laying back and expecting them to come to you. Jim Rohn says for things to change for you, you have to change. Nothing will change for you until you change. So what does that mean? If you're watching this video, most likely you want to get a better position. You want to get that job that you really want. You probably don't have a job right now, whatever the case might be. You need to do the outreach to the people that are in positions to provide you any type of employment. Not to the people not to the other employees, to the actual managers that are in position to really be able to kind of guide you and be able to actually give you that employment. And you want to reach out to these people, not in the sense of, hey, hire me, but in the sense of, let's say you have no idea what the job entails or whatever it is, which most cases you might have, right? Let's say right now, if I wanted to move up in the job that I'm in right now, and I wanted to choose a completely different path, I would send an email, a letter, or whatever, a text to the person in position, and I would humbly ask, hey, listen, obviously I'll say it very formal, very respectful, and I would word it in a way that really humbles me and makes them the priority. Not as of, hey, this is what I could do, this is what I could do, this is what I could do, but in the sense of, hey, listen, I know that there might be other people that are more qualified for this position than me, but I am willing to learn. I am willing to put forth the right step. I am willing to grind to prove myself. And I'm not asking for a certain position. I'm not asking for a certain raise. What I am asking is for you to share some of the value that you have, some of the knowledge that you have in your leadership skills, whatever they have the more strength in. Even if you have to like cap about it a little bit, you feel me? Lift their ego up. Hey, listen, your leadership skills are amazing. How can I develop my leadership skills? Because I one day want to be in a position where I lead a team. I one day want to be in a position where I control X amount of finances for the company. I want to understand X, Y, and Z more about the company. Can you please guide me in the right direction of how I could go about X, Y, and Z? These are the type of questions, these are the type of conversations you want to have with these people, not just send in an application and expect to be hired. No, most people, most likely the person that's gonna be in the position to give you the job might be even a little bit more incompetent than you. Most of these people don't give a fuck about what your knowledge, what your skills, what your background is, unless you're talking about like crazy ass hedge funds that you need to have some crazy ass background. You need to know what the fuck you're doing because you're handling millions and millions of dollars. But most other companies don't really care to an extent, right? All you really have to do is, if you haven't read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, please go ahead and read it right after you're done watching this video and implement the things that it speaks on 100%, because that's basically what I'm saying in this video. You want to kind of stroke their ego, but don't get me wrong, you don't want to be on your knees to them. This is not what this is about. This is not about, you feel me? No. This is about being able to point out the goods in them. Don't even mention the bads, and say, hey, listen, I noticed that you are a great leader and I really want to become a great leader sometime down the path. What are the right questions for me to ask? Please, I need some guidance. Can you please guide me in the right direction? I don't even know what are the right questions I should be asking. Can you give me 2 to 3 questions that I should be asking? That way I know what I should be studying, what I should be focusing on, and what I should be paying attention to going forward in my journey. These are the type of things that you want to say to these people, email to these people, text message these people, or if you're in person with them, have these conversations with these people like that. They'll see you as a person that has potential and will be more willing to give you a position opposed to somebody else that's more qualified than you, but comes to the table as, I know this, this, and that, and this is how it's gonna work. They don't like people like that. People like that usually only get the positions because there was no other option. Most leaders rather give a position to somebody that they don't feel threatened by. If they feel threatened by you, most likely they won't give you the position because they think their job is on the line. It's like with a girl. If a guy, most people, you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, trust me, or listen to it. It's like a guy with a girl. If the guy's insecure and you come out and you're a little bit more secure in the points that he's insecure in, he's gonna naturally want to get his girl away from you. The girl being the job in this sense, in this example. So let me go in a little bit more detail about it. If a guy is overweight and he is insecure about his overweight and he has a girl and you guys are at a party and you are in shape, you have a six-pack, you're ripped, right? And you approach his girl, not on no flirting with her, but just on some casual, hey, how you doing? My name is blah, blah, right? This guy sees you as the spitting image of what he wants to be. But since he's insecure about it, he's gonna think that his girl is gonna wanna go with you. So he's gonna take his girl and go the other way. Same thing with a job. You don't wanna go in there talking about all the things that you know. You wanna go in there talking about what you see in them that you would like to learn more from. Hey, I want this position because I see you as a great leader. I see you as a great mentor. I see you as a person that understands the in and out of the business, and I want to learn that from you. I feel like I could learn that from you, and my willingness to learn that will allow you to have another version of yourself out here running whatever X, Y, and Z might be. You feel me? You want to go into I don't know exactly what business it is that you guys want to get into. Obviously, so I can't go into more specifics, but you want to go into things like this because it's all about the mindset. It's all about the mindset, and it's a mind game. It's like a chess game. You want to play it like a chess game. You want to play the mindset. You want to play the man's ego. You never want to play the position. You never want to play the I know this, this, and that. You just want to play the man's ego. Once you play the man's ego, it will be extremely easy for you to actually get the position, even if you have no prior knowledge on it. As long as you, in that conversation, you mention, hey, listen, this is in an unegotistical form. You first point out all the good qualities of them and the qualities that you want to learn from them. And then you point out, hey, listen, these are my strong suits. And this is where I could become stronger in. And I feel like with you as my leader, I could become stronger in that way faster. And then you provide the advantages of them hiring you. You want to play the game. You don't want to say, this is why you should hire me because of this, this, and that. No, you want to say, hey, listen, these are the disadvantages of you hiring me, this, this, and that. But these are the advantages, tan, tan, tan. Now, please weigh out these options, right? The disadvantages and the advantages, and let me know if X, Y, and Z might work for us. Most likely, people like this have never been approached like this before in their life. They would see something in you they never seen in nobody else, and they'll be more willing to hire you just because of the way you're approaching them. Trust me. I did it with the warehousing job, and I was traveling making bread all over the place. I did it with this job, and I get whatever car I want. I got a crazy ass flexible schedule, and I would continue doing it with this job, but I want to focus more on building the business. So go ahead, lock in, subscribe, comment, like, and apply it right away. Apply it to your life right away. Send that email, send that text message, have that conversation right away. Read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, right away. And trust me, and believe that you're actually gonna get the position before you already have it. Believe that you already have it, believe that you're already calling the shots, believe the conversations that you're gonna have with these people. Don't put yourself in the position mentally where you're hoping to get it. No, put yourself in the position where you already have it. And magic will start happening. Trust me.